In this opening lesson for trigonometry, we are going to specifically talk about angles, their measurement, and review some terminology that you're probably already familiar with. Since trigonometry is basically dealing with the measurement of the sides of a triangle as well as the angles in a triangle, we need to go over some terms. You can see here that I have a couple of pictures all defining acute, right, obtuse, and straight angles, where an acute angle would be anything less than 90. We have a particular angle, which would be the right angle. Remember, a right angle is denoted with that little box right there. We have an obtuse angle, which is anything between 90 and 180 degrees, so it's anything past 90. And then we have a straight angle, which would be 180 degrees. A couple of more terms that you might be familiar with already would be complementary angles. Now, complementary angles would be angles where the sum is equal to 90. So complementary means I have two angles added together here and their sum is going to equal 90. And I have supplementary angles where the sum of our angles is equal to 180. So over here, if I have two angles and I added them together, their sum would be equal to 180. So let's work on an example where we're going to find complementary and supplementary angles. So in this first example here, I know that I have complementary angles because this right angle right here is denoted by that rectangle or that symbol right there. So if I know that these two angles are complementary, then I know that the sum of these two angles is equal to 90 degrees. So we can solve this algebraic problem by simply adding the two angles together, which would be 2r plus 3r is equal to 180. When I add that together, I get 5r is equal to 180. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 5, and I find out that r is equal to 18. So if I know that r is equal to 18, then I can go back in and substitute to find out what the actual values are for these two angles. So on this bottom angle right here, I would say 3 times 18. That's going to give me 54. And this top angle right here would be 2 times 18, which would be 36. So I know that these two angles right here added together give me 90 degrees, and each of those angles would be 54 and 36. So we're just using the definition of complementary to be able to solve for those values. Let's look at another example. Here I know that I have supplementary angles. In other words, these two angles are going to add together to give me 180 degrees. So I have 7t plus 2t is equal to 180. So I have 9t is equal to 180. Therefore, t would be equal to 20. And again, I would go back and plug in what 20 or what t is. So I would say 2 times 20. So in other words, this angle over here would be 40. And this angle over here would be 7 times 20 or 140 degrees. So just so that you make sure you understand, this over here with the straight line, we have angles that are supplementary. These angles over here, because of that symbol, show me that they are complementary. Two separate angles and how you would find their given values.